Movin 104.9, it's music from today and back in the day, and you're listening to the Barb and Steve Show. And this morning we have a special guest on the show. It's Rick Morrison from Saturn. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing great.
Now, we wanted to put an end to some of the rumors that we've been hearing in the news and on the internet that Saturn is going out of business. What's up with that?
Well, Saturn's not going out of business, and they're not going away. There is going to be some changes. There's some things coming down. General Motors is having to restructure and take a look at some things. Obviously, the market's very challenging right now. But Saturn's going to be around for a long time. You know, General Motors has committed new cars up through 2012. In addition to that, Saturn has a new investment partner and a program that it looks like they're going to become their own distribution network and potentially bring in cars from other countries and all kinds of stuff. So it's an exciting time with Saturn.
That's great.
And we've got some of the best products we've ever had. I think, Barb, you had a chance to test them out.
Oh, absolutely. I love them. I got to test the Outlook, the View, and now I'm driving the Aura.
Yeah, which one did you like the best, or do you have a favorite?
I really don't have a favorite. They were all great, but the Outlook, it had so many different things.
Yeah.
You know, the video in the rearview mirror just amazed me.
You even tried,
it amused me.
You tried out the backup beeping thing.
Yes, the closer that I got to something, it would beep once, and then I'd get a little closer, it would beep twice, and then when I got really close, it beeped 3 times. It was awesome, yeah, but I didn't want to back up anymore just in case.
Well, your neighbor appreciated that, too.
I'm sure, yeah, because it was his garage.
Well, one of the things I did learn, I was part of the Customer Appreciation Day at Saturn, and it was amazing to me that people that had owned Saturns for years had showed up for this Appreciation Day just to be able to talk with their sales guy and the maintenance guy, because they're now their friends.
It's it's a wonderful event, you know, and all the employees show up and customers come out of the woodwork. We have people who plan their schedule in the summer around this event. You know, we try to do it a couple of times a year, but it's a real heartfelt, warm event. And I can remember a time when we had, there was some kind of recall thing that came out on the cars. And one of the ladies came in with a big plate of cookies for the technicians because she felt the technicians were having to work too hard.
Oh,
so she wanted to take care of them. And the other side of that is I've had technicians deliver keys clear across town just to help them. I've had people pick up cars out in the valley that are employees. I mean, really go above and beyond. It's a real heartfelt story. And because you take away the negative part of the heavy negotiations when you're trying to buy something, you price it at a very aggressive price, something that's a very good value. You make it easy in the process, and you make it easy in the transition, and you make it easy to bring it in for service. It creates a bond that you don't see in a lot of other manufacturers.
It's amazing that it is such a different experience going to Saturn to try out a car or look at different cars. You know, when my wife and I were looking for cars, we shopped around, and just going there, and I'm so used to the typical car lot experience where you get the hard pressure, guy comes to your door, you know, and you don't get that at Saturn.
You know, at Saturn what you get is what you see. And when you sit and you talk with the people there, they're real people. And they're people that you wouldn't mind having for your own next door neighbor. You know, they're good people and they care. And, you know, we get that feeling all the way through the manufacturer. I've been very, very fortunate to work with them almost since the beginning, and I went through a lot of their training programs, and I took a lot of their training programs and put it in our other stores because it was so solid in the way they work with people. But you just feel good about them. And then when you call and you ask something, you get a straight story. And this comes all the way from the factory all the way through the in-line. And one of the things that I've really enjoyed is if we had a customer that came in that maybe was out of warranty, or that kind of stretched it a little bit whether this item would have been covered or not covered, I'd call Saturn and their response would be, what do you think? And I'd go, I think it should be covered. They go, okay, take care of it. It's no argument. I mean, it comes from headquarters that way, and so they're real good in the process. And you know, in any company, in any organization, mistakes can be made, but it's how you react to those mistakes,
right? Absolutely.
And how you respond to the things that happen. And they've just been a wonderful company to work with. And you know, even General Motors says they don't want them to go away. It's just, you know, times are it's very, very interesting out there in the business world right now. It's a very challenging time. We're seeing unprecedented problems in, you know, all the big three, in all the import stores. There's very few manufacturers today that are profitable. Yeah. And you know, small cars are not a high profit item, and that's why Saturn's had a struggle. It isn't because of where they're in the market. They have a tremendous following. But with this new program, this new stuff that's coming down, it's going to be an incredible time. And if you take a look at the products, we've got every one of them are award-winning products. You know, they're tremendous, and we see very little difficulty with them. People love them, and the passion that comes in with the people that are driving the cars. You know, they had thousands and thousands of people take their cars back to the factory to have a homecoming back to where the car was made.
That is crazy.
You know, and
great.
it is. I know you've seen the thing with the motorcycle group. You know, when Harley does this, and they go back to Sturgis, and it was kind of that kind of process. But it's just, you know, they literally had thousands and thousands and thousands of people drive all over the country to go back and just share their experience with their cars.
Well, there are a couple people here at the station that own Saturns,
right,
and had them for years, and they love them, and would never ever buy another brand of car.
Well, you know,
at all.
If you have a motorhome, they're one of the few cars that you can put behind your motorhome and tow with all four wheels flat. The transmission is designed specifically so you can tow it. You don't have to make any modifications. You know, you put your tow bar on and set up a light system on, and you're off and you're going.
Wow.
You know, and I think there's only one other manufacturer that used to do it. I don't know if they're still doing it or not. But so Saturn's a perfect tow vehicle. You look at the crash tests, you know, they rate very, very well. You look at the reliability of the car, it's one of the best that's on the market. Take a look at the gas and fuel economy, you know, they're top of what you see out there. It's a wonderful product. You know, and the people that I have, the people that are working with me over at the Saturn store have been with me almost since conception of the store. And there's just some really good, caring people. It's a good part of the business. I had one of my managers from one of my other stores go fill in for me for a couple of weeks, and his comment was, it was such a breath of fresh air to be able to go over there and be a part of this group. You know, he just really delighted in the process.
Yeah,
well,
I enjoyed it too.
We're glad to hear that Saturn's going to be around for a while.
We're here. We're having a lot of fun, and we have a lot of neat stuff coming down the pipe.
You're over at 9th and Gamble?
Right on the corner of 9th and Gamble, and you know what? The only thing I could tell you is the best thing you could do is just drive the car. You know, if you're in the market for a car and you're starting to shop around, put it on your shopping list and just compare it. And once you compare it to the other cars, then you'll understand why Saturn's done so well.
Excellent. Rick, thank you so much for coming in this morning. We
Thanks for
really
being here.
appreciate it.